audience, this is your weeks for the week of March 18th movie game question.
I don't
In
hold
Earth,
on. I think that limits them because if they see it after March 18th, they're gonna be like, you know,
well, I said the week of.
yeah, I know, but they're just gonna be like in the past. We want to keep these evergreen. We don't want to, create stale content,
Okay.
so we can recycle these if we need.
Got it. You're right.
We're gonna have to
Reset.
switch to YouTube Shorts pretty soon here. By
Oh,
the
yeah,
way.
100%. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Architects of Lore. One and only weekly podcast where two athletic cousins sit around discuss the age-old art of storytelling. And at the end, we're going to come up with another magnificent, animated, family feel-good movie. But I'm your host, Zach, a.k.a. Z-Town TV. That's my co-host / co-cousin, Devin, a.k.a. Devo City Devin. I'm pretty frustrated tonight. How are you?
I'm a little tired after my golf trip. 5 days in the desert really took it out of your boy, but
Not as young as we used to be, Devin. Not as young as we used to be.
oh yeah, I found that out when Saturday night, last night of the bachelor party, we all were like, we're not going to the bars. Called it a night at 10:30. I was so happy because I had to drive home the next day. So I was like, oh sweet, I don't have to drive home deathly hungover.
You guys sure? Because I'll go to the bar as Devin's getting into the bed. I'll go snuggling up real and I'm ready and I'm asleep.
Wait, you're going to the bars?
This was just you, Devin, going, no, I'll go, as you're putting the blanket over yourself.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was
I
trying to be a team player, but once the bachelor said he was calling it a night, I go, all right, I'm going to put take my contacts out, put my sweatpants on.
Listen, the Bachelor said it, and it's his party. He wants to stay in. Nothing I can do about it, I'll just have to stay in. Oh no.
Yeah, people went out, and I was like, no point.
Did they really?
Yeah, like 3 people.
Well, I hope they had a nice time.
I'm sure they did, but I was exhausted.
I mean, let's really get into it. If you see a flicker on your screen, just know that I'm upset. And I will be returning a camera that I've purchased. That apparently the two companies of my fucking Apple Mac and his Logitech C920 that my cousin was like, just get this one. And to Devin's credit, Devin uses it and it works fine.
Works fine for me.
Because they're just like, fuck Apple, fuck Logitech. But Apple's like, I don't need to have a 1080p webcam because that would just be too easy. Let's just have a 720 so that if anybody wants to use it, then they're just like, but it's not 1080. So here we are. This will be returned.
A whole new computer.
Yep.
You
know what? It's time to drop several thousands of dollars on a just stream computer. And then I'm going to be on twitch.tv at Z-Town. I don't know how it works. It's just going to be unfiltered thoughts. Probably a lot of political talk. Really going to get into hot topics, hot controversies of the day. And you're going to get just an unfiltered white guy's perspective on everything. That's what everybody wants, right? Just what everybody wants.
Not at all.
No, not at all? Oh, okay. All right. Never mind, then. Never mind.
Yeah,
Devin,
so how you been?
I was great up until right now. Great. Absolutely great. The talks, they were getting views. Starting to learn a little bit about the algorithm. And it's like the first couple seconds really grabs the attention. So one of our talks, first couple seconds, was a really inflammatory statement. And it was, we should gatekeep golf. Boom, that sucks the viewer in. I'm like, all right. That's our best performing talk to date. After we really found our audience and TikTok was just like, okay, we pushed it to everybody.
I'm just saying, I don't want to spend 7 hours on a golf course because you need to take 15 shots to get down the course. I'm not saying that you don't deserve to learn, but learn on a par 3 and not
Don't
on
walk it
18
back.
holes.
If anything, go harder.
I mean, that's what I said in it. I said learn on the par 3. Par 3s are for you.
Par 3s are for you. Par 3s are for you.
I'm trying to keep pace of play, you know?
That's really all it was. And people took it wildly out of context. Man, they're just like, Devin, he's like, this guy's talking about gatekeeping golf that he's talking about based on skill. That he's trying to get people who are wearing jeans off the course. People in jeans need to get out. Get out.
First of all, you can't get a good rotation with jeans. I'm trying to help you, you know?
Yeah. But then some people might say, you aren't gatekeeping based on money because it does take money to buy golf athletic gear.
Jeans are super expensive.
That's true. You're right.
You can go to Target and get some quality khakis for like $15.
Should we think about starting an Architects of Lore golf charity fund for the correct apparel on a golf course?
Perhaps.
And
but I got to see how you play because I'm
Target,
not giving.
Yeah. It's just Target khaki shorts and Target polos. And then Devin will come to you on the range and he will watch you swing. And if you got a good 20 shots, 20 balls, he's watching you. And if you do well, he's like, here's your shorts, here's your polo, have fun. If not,
you're not. It's
the
not
range
like
is for you. The range
you have to
for
hit them all great, but
No,
maybe 15 good ones out of 20.
At least good contact.
Yeah,
just good contact. So I think really what everybody wants to know is, we've had several episodes leading up to the trip into the desert. A lot of talk about domination. A lot of talk about getting ready for the golf event. 2 days, large, real courses, 18 holes. So let's get into it, Dev. How'd you do?
Let's get into it. So, the first day in Arizona.
Arizona. What are you talking about? This is how people talk in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, that's what I put on my Venmo. Like for every time I had to Venmo someone, I was just like, "This is how we talk in Tucson, Arizona." I drove out to the desert. I get there first, and my buddy's like, "Oh, no worries." What?
How long is that drive?
It was like 6.5.
And is it mostly just nothing?
It's just straight. It's two roads.
But you're straight, but it's like there's like nothing around you. A lot of
it's like a valley of a desert, and then you're surrounded by like mountains. It was pretty cool where you could see the snow line from like the mountains that were still snow covered compared to the mountains that didn't, and it's like they look right next to each other. So somewhere there's just no more snow. So I get there. I'm the first one there. My buddy goes, "Oh, I'll get the Airbnb code at 4, so it'll be perfect right before I get on my flight." And I was like, "What time's your flight?" He's like, 4:30, 5 o'clock. I was like, "East Coast time." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why do you think that they're gonna give you the Airbnb code at 4 o'clock East Coast time?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." So I sat in the driveway drinking beers out of the back of my car for a couple hours because he was in the air, and it was fun.
So
and obviously that first night, everyone was excited.
Cul-de-sac?
What?
Like paint the scene for me. There's other houses around you.
Yeah, I'm in like a neighborhood.
So this stranger pulls into this house in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Pops his trunk, sits there, and starts drinking beers outside.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I mean, yeah, it was a little sketchy. And then 2 more people come up in a taxi, and I'm just out there drinking beers in the back of my car. And I was like, "Gonna get in beer?" And they're like, "Yeah." So we had some lawn beer. Mm-hmm. This is my first impression with one of the guys too. Never met him before, and he just pulls up and he sees some guy drinking Bud Light on the back of his car. He's like, "Yeah, we're here to party." The first night, we have some drinks. We got some pizza. Stayed up probably a little later than we should. But
It was the
woke
first
up at
night.
like
Everybody's excited.
I know, and then we
ready to
woke
get
up at
into
like
it.
5:30 in the morning. Like, I guess, and that was like 4:30 for me. And like the Airbnb host is like, "Oh, we got so many, activities for you and your group. We got a pool." And my friend is like, "We need a place to sleep for one night." So we go over to the golf course, get there bright and early for our 7 a.m. tee time, warm up in the range, testing it out.
The starter's watching you. He's
Oh
watching
yeah.
you. He's watching you.
And
Wants to
then
know if there's some players in this group.
I go out to the first tee. We already had a group go out before us, and then another random group. And it's my group and our friends behind another group behind us. The three people who go to tee off first, they like shank, shank, shank. And I come up and I hit a beautiful ball right down the middle of the fairway, real long. I got a buddy goes, "Whoa, who invited this guy?"
Whoa, good first impression. Okay.
Oh yeah. Second shot had a great connection with a 7-iron. Hit the side of the hill next to the green, right into the water. So I got a triple on that first hole.
Okay. But great first drive. Great contact on the second shot.
Yeah.
Just didn't score well.
No, and I was trying to swing out of the fences a little much. It was fun. I found the desert a lot on the right side. My 3-iron is it's a little chipped up now. But hey, listen. Did what I needed to do. Those long courses, it's like you hit driver. I can't hit my woods, so I got to pull out that 3-iron. So it's just getting a lot of use out of the bag.
Yep.
And then, the course is going, it's fine. Drinking a little bit. Nothing major because we, got to go grocery shopping later. First day, taking it easy. I had a struggle hole and then I had a bad drive off to the left and then a recovery chip that did not go as far as I wanted to. So I got, I think I missed another shot in there. But I got a 60-foot yard out for par. And I was like, all right, let's just have a little fun with it. Let's get floppy. Open up that club face. Flopped it over a tree. Landed on the green. Tracking right towards the hole. And I was like, ooh, that's going to be nice. That'll be real close. Go to pick up my putter. And my friends are like, it went in! So I did not witness my best shot. But I did. They wouldn't even say chip in. They said a hole out from like 60 yards away. It's pretty
60
good.
60 yards? That's a hole out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you hold out for par. Nice job.
Yeah.
Way
It's
to
fantastic. And then we got lightning warning, but we were able to finish our round right before the lightning came. And then we could see we're in like the hot tub in the pool, just watching the lightning over the desert afterwards at the Airbnb. That was pretty cool.
So it wasn't raining on you, but you could see it out in the distance.
Yeah, you could see it like 100 miles away where it just, doing but because you could see it for miles.
Mm-hmm.
And
flat land. Just flat land.
And that was the course, I think it was Papago, and that's where ASU plays.
Okay.
So it was a real nice course. And then the next day we went to Talking Stick, which is part of like a casino resort. They got 2 courses. That was really nice. And those golf carts were like, I feel like they're Corinthian leather seats. It was fine. Didn't do as great that day.
I'm noticing you're not giving scores here.
I had a lot of fun. I don't know, probably like 109 on the first day.
Okay.
And then around the same on the second day, I assume.
Okay.
But on the second day, I wasn't driving afterwards. So we had a couple more.
We all know how that goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Those double transfusions on the golf course really, really got that swing juice going. And then we shotgunned a tall boy Bud Light. Oh my God. I don't know the last time I shotgunned a beer. Last time I shotgunned a tall boy even. Oh,
16
man.
ounces straight down the gullet. Oh.
Thank God I had those transfusions because if I was sober, I would not be able to do it. But it's beautiful conditions and the fairways just pristine. the putting was a little challenging. I could not get a read on the speed of the greens. They just were so fast. And
Well, you were playing on a course that a college plays on, like a D1 college. So they're probably like pretty, like almost tour level fast greens.
yeah, they probably weren't tour level fast, but they were the fastest greens I've ever played on.
Yeah,
That's for
I mean,
sure.
you're used to the executive par 3, okay?
Yeah. I
They're
went to
not
that
keeping
par
those
3 this
greens at
week.
Stimp Manor fucking 12 or whatever it is.
It's basically the top of the moon with how many craters people just
Mhm.
from, and no one fixes their ball marks.
That would be
Rude.
ridiculous. Why would they do that? That's crazy.
You got to fix a ball mark every time you get on the green, regardless if you created one or not.
That's fair. You know what? It sounds like you had a good time. You got to
I had
play
a great time.
some nice courses, play with your buddies, and really just test out the game. So now you know where the places are that you need to work on. Okay?
Well, I thought to myself, oh, lay up, put it in that 150 pocket that you're real used to. And then I'm out there and I'm like, let's go for the hero shot.
Okay, so we learned something. Every time you're like, I'm going to go for the hero shot, maybe somebody else in your ears would be like, don't do that.
Yeah, but I was like, how many times have we played nice courses like that? Let's go for the hero shot.
Yeah, whatever. You're right. Well, Devin, I got out on the course on it was a nice day last Friday. 60 degrees. I got out at Pompeii by myself, just fucking around for a little while. And I played the front 9. I shot 6 over, so not great.
You walk it?
Yeah, I walked it. Had some good shots, had some bad shots, had some duffs. I was feeling real off balance. The course was real wet, even though I felt like it should have been drier than it was. But it had just rained here like several days prior, and it was still. And I was thinking, like, part of my shoes was like, I don't really like those shoes. I'm probably never gonna wear those again because I felt off balance too much. I have other shoes, and I was like, oh, let me bust out these older ones. Let me just try them out. Again, if you're off balance, you're not hitting good shots. Like, I was hitting behind the ball too much. And maybe it was just that day. Maybe it's because it was wet. Maybe it's the shoes. I choose to blame the shoes because then it's out of my control that I'm not bad. It's obviously the equipment. So
I did get new shoes, and the first time I played in them, it was a little hard to get used to.
Yeah. Well,
but now I've worked them in a little bit, and they're much more comfortable.
But it was fun. It was great to get out on the swing, get out there. I was trying some new things with my driver. Guess what? Didn't work. So I need more practice. And honestly, I just need a range out here to open up because I need to just be blasting driver over and over again to work out the kinks, get loose, get the swing ready. Because when you're out on that course and it's a nice day, it's a Friday. I was like, I'll take work off. Fucking place was packed. People were on every hole. Like, I couldn't just go to a hole and practice some shots. I was like, oh, let me go to this hole, practice some shots. No, there's another person coming up right behind me. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I understand because I had the same thought, but you should be at work.
Yeah, it's a nice day on a Friday. We haven't had a nice day in months. Let's call in and go golfing.
Yeah. So I really need a range to open up around here so I can just get out there blasting. But that was Golf Talk with Architects of Lore. Glad you had fun. And Pompeii Member Guest 2024, here we come.
Here it come.
Because I did get some feedback on some of the talks. First talk where you said gatekeeping golf, I did get a wholeheartedly agree from one of my friends. The second one, he was like, this part of the pod was hilarious, and also I am still looking for a member.
About what? You didn't explain what the talk is about, though.
You wanted to gatekeep golf. The second one was the one where you were like, I get pissed off, I don't drive. And then I said, you're not driving. And you were like, well, I'm not going to fucking play with you. The member guest, Nate, you need a partner. And my buddy Nate was like, this was hilarious. I am still looking for a member guest partner. So that is still not you. Because the podcast
then you got to let me drive. My dad thought that was funny, too. He's like, yeah, the 35 yards, 45 feet before you even hit the ball, walking back and forth.
Yeah, I'm editing that podcast or that talk, and I was just like, I wish there was some way that I could just change this out because you go back and forth from feet and yards 3 times during that.
Yeah.
15 feet, 15 yards, 15 feet. I'm on 45 yards before I even got there. It was like, John, you said.
People get what I'm talking about.
They get it.
They get it.
So if I got any listeners out there who want to play in the member guest, I got a member who needs a partner, who needs a guest partner. Not Devin.
Is he going to let me drive?
Still no. But let's get into everybody's second favorite part of the show, and that's the
movie
game. Last week's audience question for the movie game was Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, Owen Wilson, and John Voight fight a big-ass snake that deciphers religious clues planted by the Mona Lisa dude. That answer, of course, Devin, was
Anaconda Vinci Code.
That is correct.
Anaconda and the Da Vinci Code.
Several people got that. Thank you for commenting below the TikTok. Great job.
Yeah,
and
do you know what loop means? Because it's not just saying loop it.
Yeah, but that's funnier.
Just like, that's not what a loop is. You
But
just
I
don't
loop
say,
it.
I
loop
declare bankruptcy. Michael, you have to.
Don't worry
Can't
about
just
it.
declare bankruptcy.
I actually did realize after I posted that I really should have said the answer to this will be on next week's episode. So I'll do that for the next one. But if you're coming from TikTok, welcome in. That was the
Welcome
answer.
in.
And you will have a new question at the end of this. But Devin, hit me. What's my movie game question for the week?
Your movie game question is: am I a man, or am I a fuzzy felt being, or am I a reanimated evil person that was buried in cursed sacred land meant for animal companions? This one's hard.
The Secret Life of Pet Cemetery.
Very close. You got the second one right.
So Pet Cemetery is right. Read the first
Yes.
part to me again. Am I a man or am I a felt-like creature?
Or am I a fuzzy felt being?
Fuzzy felt being. So the second one's Pet Cemetery. Give me the year the first one came out.
2011.
All right, I don't know. Give me the clue.
All right. What's a felt being that is in movies?
A felt being?
Yeah.
Like a puppet? Not a puppet.
Yes.
Okay, a puppet? A Muppet?
So what's...
Muppet?
Yeah.
The Muppet Cemetery?
Yes. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
The Muppets. I never
Muppets are puppets, but not all puppets are Muppets. You know what I mean?
Not really. I never got that, but okay. Devin, are you ready for
It's
your
like
movie?
Kleenex
movie
are tissues, but
question?
not all tissues are Kleenex.
I got it. All search engines are Google, but not all Google are search engines. That was not right.
Okay.
That was not
I
right.
don't think
You
that
gotta
would
flip
work.
that. You got to flip that one around. Here we go. Devin. A roller skating muse convinces a couple of guys to open a roller disco in Brooklyn next to a pizzeria that angers the locals with its Italian-American wall of fame. I read this. I am so sorry. This one is so hard.
Is it Licorice Pizza for the second one?
No. Both of these movies came out in the 80s.
Oof.
Both of these movies are literally older than you.
Yeah, I was going to say like Roll Bounce. That's the only roller skating movie I know about.
So the first one's clue is Grease Lady makes a new musical.
Okay.
Have you ever watched the YouTube channel Smosh?
Yeah.
Do you know the actress Courtney Miller?
No.
Okay, never mind. My clue was going to be like they talked that like this is her favorite movie of all time, and it's like an obscure fucking movie. So
You know Amanda on Smosh?
yeah, I know her. Well, not.
We did Groundlings together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There's some YouTube videos out there of us together if you want to go check them out.
Well, I did
I
not
think it
know
was
that.
like a wine club. It was like
You
a
know you have
wine
to
club.
link
We
that,
just
right? Now
gossip.
that'll be linked in below in the description on YouTube if you want to go see Devin and Amanda. I don't know her last name. Fuck! Should have looked that one up. Amanda for Smosh.
I feel like you set yourself up for these things. Like you
do.
didn't even have to bring up her last name. Like
Didn't. I
we
didn't.
didn't
You're
even
right.
mention her last name. And you're like, you know what I'm gonna do? Make myself look uninformed once again.
And I did it. I did it to myself. I apologize, Amanda.
I warned Zach before this recording. I go, is there anything you want to Google? Because he'll just, it won't even be on topic. It won't be about the movie we watched. It won't be about something we've discussed. He'll just be like, oh, who's that director of that 1977 film that I'm just bringing up for the first time? Are you looking up her last name?
Yep, 100%. Her name is Amanda Lehan Canto. Got it.
Yeah.
That one's my fault. That's my fault. I should have looked that up. But I don't know what's going to happen, Devin. This is a
I mean, I
free-flowing
could have told you her last name.
conversation.
I know her last name.
Why
I know
did
her
you
married
jump
last
in
name.
then?
We did like several years of school together, I believe.
Cool. You could have jumped in very easily then. You just wanted to make me look like that. You just wanted to make me look like that.
I told you. I'm not your research guy.
Well, this isn't research. You just knew it. You're the one who brought it up. I never would have brought her up. You're like, I did groundlings with her. Could have brought. Fuck you. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. I'm out here just trying to give people credit.
All right, so what is the audience's movie game?
You didn't even
question
give
of
a
the week?
guess for yours.
Oh, I gave up. Yeah, what is it?
All right, so the question again, just so for context: a roller skating muse convinces a couple of guys to open a roller disco. Is Xanadu? Yep.
Okay.
In Brooklyn, next to a pizzeria that angers the locals with his Italian-American walk of fame. That's a Spike Lee joint, Do the Right Thing. So Xana, Do the Right Thing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I vetted the audience one, not yours. That one's on me.
Just want to make me look bad.
Yeah, you did that on purpose to make me look bad.
Gave me a hard question, so.
Audience, this is your week's movie game question. An Earth girl befriends a mute yellow space robot with the ability to transform itself into a gigantic slobbering Saint Bernard. That question again for the audience. But your movie game question is: an Earth girl befriends a mute yellow space robot with the ability to transform itself into a giant slobbering Saint Bernard. And loop.
I was going to say, how are you going to loop this? Because you don't think about the loop in your head.
I did. I just thought about it.
No, because what you should end with should lead into what you began with. That's how you loop. You don't just say loop it.
Loop it. Audience. Loop it. Audience. Got it. Nailed it. Here we go. Devin. The movie that I picked this week was actually surprisingly emotional, and I learned a lot. So let's get into it in Studying the Blue Printing Press.
Studying the blueprints.
Damn it!
So we watched Big Hero 6, the Disney Marvel. Do you know this is based off Marvel characters?
Not.
Yeah,
Until
I did
later
not
on
either.
in the movie, it shows a fucking oil painting of Stan Lee. Like,
Yeah.
why the fuck is Stan Lee in this movie?
So basically, there's a kid genius who is into battle bot fighting, and his older brother introduces him to like science. So he develops these little tiny microbots that can basically do anything. And during the presentation, there's a big fire. The little kid hero's brother dies. And then turns out there was a villain who used the fire as a way of stealing the microbots. And he was actually the professor, not like the guy who wanted to buy the microbots, because he wanted to get back at the guy who bought the microbots. So he becomes like a villain because he lost his daughter in some
And a
beta
kabuki,
testing.
a kabuki mask.
Yeah, and now Hero and his older brother's friends become a super team to take down this guy, and then Hero just wants to kill him, and they're like, whoa,
Whoa.
step it back. Then they figure out it was the professor, Callahan, and they take him down, save his daughter, and what's his name? There, the robot. What's his name?
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you.
I know it.
Well, now you're fucking Google.
Baymax.
Yeah,
Baymax.
Baymax.
Saves them by sacrificing himself, but also leaves his microchip in his hand so that he can be rebuilt. And that is Big Hero 6. It won Academy Award for Best Animated Film.
Did it really?
Kind of. Yeah, but it's kind of forgotten, to be honest.
There was a TV series on this show.
Yeah.
Which I did not know. Because I IMDb.
And they're making that whole San Francisco Pier. San Francisco Pier in California Adventure. So, like, I mean, they liked this movie. They just did not. I don't know. It didn't catch on.
I feel like it didn't burst into the zeitgeist or the population consciousness. You know, the way like Kung Fu Panda or How to Train Your Dragon did. At least for me, because like I saw this, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was. It came out in 2014, so maybe I might have even seen it 10 years ago. I was like, oh, it's a good movie. Never thought about it again until last week, and I was like, you know what? I like that movie. I want to watch that movie again. Let me go see again. I knew that fucking older brother was gonna die. Still got me, man. Because like
it's sad.
That is he's like, I don't know. I mean, of course, it's just the beginning of a movie. It's like the perfect older brother. Like their parents died, and their aunt, very lovely woman, trying to take care of them, but she doesn't have like a huge part in this movie. She's more just kind of there, so you're not like.
She admitted that she's not perfect. She's like,
yeah.
Should I have bought a parenting book? Maybe.
But she's like kind of like her just position in the movie is just kind of be like, so you don't think that the kid is like homeless or in foster care? Like she just has like a cafe, and that's what they are. Like it kind of seemed like he was closest to his older brother, obviously, and his older brother's a very good influence on him. Extremely intelligent himself. He's the one who built and programmed Baymax, and he built something for good. But he knows for a fact, like his younger brother is extremely more talented than him, and so he's just trying to push him into being a good person, and he inadvertently does by building Baymax. Because this could have easily been a villain origin story, the same way the professor lost his daughter. Our main character, what's his name? Hero loses his brother. Easily could have went down the path of the professor and become a villain, and didn't because of his older brother's influence with Baymax. This is beautiful, man. I told you, this movie got to me. Like, way more than I thought it was gonna.
I'm happy for you.
Like, the end part?
I don't know.
It's like they gotta go through the portal?
It's still forgettable. Like, I don't know what about it. If it's the music, like, lack thereof, it's not like you got those Moana jams that you just turn on every morning.
I mean, I forget about Moana or Brave or any of the other ones. Like, I do. Like, I've seen it.
Moana, make way.
I get it. Like, it's not like it's not like one of my favorite movies, and I'm not going to go watch it every year. But I'm saying, like, it's a well put together movie with a good story, and it gets to you. If you are anywhere near an emotional human being, it will make you feel something. Well, that's good storytelling.
Yeah, I think it's maybe because it's very heavy, and then it's like for kids. And
yeah, I kind of looked up what it's based on, like, because like, oh, it's a Marvel comic book. I was like, okay, so there's a Marvel comic book about a kid and a fucking like healing robot, and I looked it up. It is vastly different.
Yeah, no,
way more mature.
Baymax is not
a healer in any sense of the way.
He like turns into a dragon or something.
Yeah, which was kind of cool, but just different. A different story.
And this is where the guy from Deadpool and Silicon Valley was in everything.
Oh yeah, TJ.
Yeah, TJ Miller.
He
In
was Fred.
absolutely
right? Yeah.
everything.
Damian Wayans Wasabi though, hilarious.
Yeah, there's some good voice acting.
I spilled
Get Stan Lee
wasabi on
in there.
myself one time.
I don't know. I just think it's hard to be like, let's put on that movie where the brother dies immediately.
That's
like
fair.
it just makes it. It's too sad to rewatch it over and over again.
Yeah, it's not something that you're throwing on the TV on a Sunday afternoon. Like, it's kind of like Bambi. Bambi's a good movie. You don't want to see Bambi's mom die every fucking week. Like, you're not throwing this on for your 4-year-old. Oh, let's watch.
But
Big
you can
Hero
skip
6.
the first 5 minutes of Bambi, and it's real easy to do that.
Yeah,
you can't really skip the brother dying part in this movie.
It's like 20 minutes of the movie.
And then it like influences where
Everything
they're going.
else. Yeah.
And his desire for revenge. But I don't know. It's a quality movie. It's just not something I'm going to watch time and time again.
Well, what if you're just like in a place where you go, I've been too numb lately and I need to feel something?
Surf Ninjas.
That's not a movie to make you feel anything.
Feel laughter.
Okay. Money can't buy knives, Devin.
Money can't buy knives. Went into a knife store, tried to buy a knife, and the lady said, no, money can't buy knives.
Money can't buy knives. All right.
If someone shut him up, I'd stab him. But, money can't buy knives.
I'm not getting into a surf fucking ninjas diatribe with you. All right. Who is your favorite character? Not hero or Baymax.
Why can't it be the main characters? That question doesn't make any sense to me. When you're like, who's your favorite character, but not the person that it's about?
Side hero team.
I don't know. I don't like Fred or whatever. Maybe I don't know.
All right, let me pose the question differently, since you can't just go with it.
I'm just saying, like, it's like every time people are like, "What's your favorite movie? Character from Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?" And everyone's like, "You can't choose Harry Potter or Frodo." And it's like, why? That's what the story's based on. Why can't they be your favorite character?
No one's picking Frodo as their favorite character from Lord of the Rings. Okay,
Okay,
you're either an
okay.
Aragorn stan or a Legolas stan or
Gimli.
Or there's like some weirdos who are Gimli stans. You know what I mean? But everyone's like, Aragorn, come on. You go Lord of the Rings, you can't pick Aragorn. Everyone's like, all right, I understand that. You can't pick Legolas either. It's like, all right, okay. And then some people will be like, Sam. Sam's the
I
main
don't
hero.
even think Frodo's top 3 Hobbit.
Frodo's not top 5 Hobbit.
Yeah, I'd probably take Bilbo.
Yeah, I'm taking Sam. I'm taking Pippin. I'm taking Merry, and then I'm taking Bilbo. If we're just talking Lord of the Rings, we're going back to the Hobbit. Bilbo and the Hobbit, badass. Yeah. He objectively did more with less. Like, Frodo, you gotta up your game, buddy. All you are is just an emo fuck. Sam had to carry you up that mountain at the end. I'm kidding, Frodo.
All right, so we're back to Big Hero 6.
Different question. If you could get one mechanized power in the Big Hero 6 universe of one of the team that Hero puts together, which one would you want? The laser sword hands, the dragon costume that Fred had, the honey lemon purse thing that you could make any concoction and throw it, or the go-go racing wheelie thing?
I'm probably gonna say the wheels. They're sweet.
I mean, but you gotta have really good coordination. I wouldn't take that because I feel like I would hit a lot of things, and I would be scared. I'll admit,
like Captain America's shield. I'll go practice in the yard.
Yeah, but I'll admit I'm a little bit of a baby bitch. Like, I go kart racing, I go around those corners, I'm like, ooh, let's get a little. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna flip. Let's slow it down. Take the turn. Take the turn.
I try and go quick on go-karts, and I'm like foot down a lot most of the time. It just bothers me because I'm racing against Taylor, and he's like 100 pounds less than me. So he'll just goes faster regardless.
That's
I'm
where
like, you should be wearing a weighted vest so that we can even the playing field.
the go-kart racing at that point has to be now a battle because your objective should not be beating him in a race, but making him crash into a wall.
I got to get there to him in order to hit that back wheel,
Okay,
Make
so
him
you're
spin
going
out.
the go-go thing. I think I would go with the laser swords. You know?
All right.
You know what I mean? It's just pretty cool. I like it. But obviously, my favorite character is Baymax. You fucking idiot. Why aren't you picking the main character? Ugh.
Oh, wow. All right, so
What's
let's
the
answer the question on top of everybody's mind. Where does Big Hero 6 fall on the lore list?
All right. Well, we got here the lore list. Up top, tied for number 1 is Paddington 2 and Lawrence of Arabia, 2 objectively perfect movies. All the way down at number 44 is Leap Year, which we did experience this year. Terrible. Just awful, awful movie. So I definitely think it's above Surf Ninjas at 28. Of course. Right, Devin? You would agree.
I don't know. That's a perfect movie that we've actually watched, unlike Paddington 2.
Okay. Well, I mean, it did say always in the middle. So actually, let's check that. We got 28 and 51. Actually, we need to start moving this down a little more for this to get in the middle. No,
We got to move it up, you mean?
Yeah, but we should move it down farther.
That's not how it works.
I know. But what about if we just kept moving it
But
down?
what if we got rid of Paddington 2 because we didn't watch the goddamn movie and you won't put an asterisk on it?
Is that what you want?
So you're too old to have a TikTok where your favorite movie is Paddington 2. Okay.
Here we go. There's your asterisk. Is that what you wanted, Devin? Is that what
No,
you
there's
wanted?
too many. There's too many. Now
How
it
many
looks like it's
asterisks
standing
you
out.
want?
I want one asterisk.
There's an asterisk.
There you go. There we go.
All right, but back
So
to
where does Big Hero 6 fall?
I think it's worse than Captain America, Winter Soldier.
I think it's worse than Shrek.
Cultural relevance.
It's hard to compare like an animated movie with like The Conjuring.
Would I watch The Conjuring or Big Hero 6 again? I would watch Big Hero 6 again. You would probably watch
I think
The
Mulan
Conjuring.
is better than Big Hero 6.
That's fair. How does Mulan all the way down at 22? All right, that's fair. Okay, let's move it down. I would agree with that. Mulan's a better movie.
I would watch Wreck-It Ralph. Like,
I would watch
are
Big
these
Hero
going-
6 more than Wreck-It Ralph.
okay.
So then are we putting it right above Surf Ninjas?
No, because that's not how the middle works.
Oh.
You have to put it below Surf Ninjas. And I'm telling you, as a family-friendly movie that I would show kids time and time again, I'm going with Surf Ninjas every day of the week. Every day of the week. I heard they're going to make a Surf Ninjas world in Universal.
No, they're not. All right, so just below Surf Ninjas, I think it's a better movie than Wreck-It Ralph, personally.
Okay.
I think it has more substance to it.
Okay.
Would you agree with that, or are you going to argue with me about that?
I will agree with you on that. I will happily put it under Surf Ninjas above Wreck-It Ralph.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. The new number 29 on the lore list is Big Hero 6.
Before we move on to coming up with our movie idea, let me do some audience feedback. This one is from Sean.
Okay,
I am
great.
very
A
disappointed
new
that you
one.
pushed. What?
A new listener feedback.
Oh, yeah, new listener feedback. I am very disappointed that you put Shrek below Home Alone. Home Alone should be at the bottom of the list. I've never watched that movie twice, and I've watched Shrek over 20 times. You two are way off base on this one. Answer the trivia question is Flash Dances with Wolves. You are now down to 3 stars. 3 stars.
3 stars? Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Home Alone made more
Brutal.
money than Shrek. Well, actually, that might not be true. Shrek, with all of its sequels, may have beaten out Home Alone and all its sequels.
And then from Nate, 1, Kara hits her 9-iron 135.
He's coming at you.
Good
He's
to
coming
know,
at you.
but does she hit it precise? Oh, man. Thank you for that audience feedback questions. If you have an email, feel free to email us at architectslore@gmail.com. But now it is time to create our own animated film and building the lore in the writer's Zoom.
Last week, we came up with another classic. That's Jackson's Hole, because it was an allegory for how Jackson, a jaguar, dug himself into a hole. It wasn't sexual in any way. I don't know why people started taking it that way. But the story begins with Jackson, a jaguar, and he's at the jackrabbit races. And he put a lot of money down on the number 6 jackrabbit. And guess what? That jackrabbit came up lame. Just blew out his Achilles halfway through the race. Jackson loses all of his money. But guess what? Jackson didn't have the money. And now he's in debt to the crocodile gang, which is led by a flamingo. Don't worry about it. So Jackson goes on an adventure with his best friend, a black bear. Can't remember his name. Probably Barry, because we usually try to do alliterative
I think it was
names.
like Benny or something.
Might have been Benny, but it was Benny the black bear or Barry the black bear.
I don't know. They also owed money to the manatees.
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. But Jackson didn't just owe money to the crocodiles. He was trying to gamble to get money back to repay the manatees who loaned him money for his Bitcoin digging adventure. That's right, folks. Jackson thought he could physically mine for Bitcoin. Wasn't real. But Jackson's a good, honest soul. He's just down on the bayou giving out fan boat tours to people. Mostly whitetail American deer from the north coming down to see the bayou. The bayou is also in New Orleans, and I don't know why we kept saying that because this is supposed to be Florida. But this is also Pentalon 18, so the bayou is in Florida. Don't worry about it. So Jackson, he's got to find a way to get money because he's got to pay these people back. He's getting threatened. So he goes out, and he's talking to the dolphins. The dolphins are this smart, manipulative bunch, and he knows that, but they tell him about this secret underwater treasure from this ship that came over of snakes. I think it was snakes. Don't remember. That one part's not important because the ship sank and all those things died. But there's gold down there. So Jackson throws on a kelp scuba diving suit along with Benny the black bear, also kelp scuba diving suit. They go down there. They get the gold.
No, he was riding on a manatee. And he
no, that's later. That's later. They're going to face the dolphins. That's later. So they go down there. They get the gold, except the dolphins double cross them, take all the gold from them. So Jackson and Benny, they're up Schitt's Creek. Jackson decides that he's just got to own up to it. So he goes back to the manatees and he tells them the truth. He's like, I'm sorry, guys. I really believed in it. I lost your money. I tried to get your money back. Now I owe people more money. Then I tried over here, and then I got ripped off. The manager's like, we just hate being lied to. So now we're on your side, and we're doing our manatee army to go out to the dolphins. And they bully those dolphins with strength. And those dolphins, they're basically bitches. And as soon as they see somebody coming up to them, they're like, here's your gold, man. We were just playing. So Jackson gets his gold, gets enough money, pays back the manatees, goes back to the crocodiles. Little does he know, the crocodile stole his girlfriend, another white-tailed deer. Little bit of an odd couple situation, but they make it work. But Jackson's got enough money. So he goes back, he pays Fabricio. He's the flamingo leader of the crocodile gang. He's like, here you go, Fabricio, thank you so much. Except one crocodile, he tries to make a power trip, and he steals Keely. Kidnaps her. Jackson and Benny the black bear go after him. Kill that guy. Through a huge fight. Mostly with Keely punching that guy in the dick, and then Jackson just slices his throat. There's a lot of violence. That guy is down. Now Fabricio comes back.
So family friendly.
And he's just like, listen, this is the Everglades. Don't worry about it. And then Benny grabs Jackson by the shoulder. He's like, we got to get the fuck out of here, man. And then they go back to fan boat tours for white-tailed deer, and everybody's happy. And that's Jackson's Hole, an Architects Law original idea. Devin, can we make one family-friendly movie that doesn't have massive amounts of violence?
You added more violence in that unnecessarily. We did not come up with that last week, and you're like adding it.
Which part did we not come up with? I just
I don't
gave a little bit more
recall
detail.
anyone punching people in the dick.
We had a thing where Keely, her fight or flight response was she freezes like most deer do, but then she punches you, and I just added the dick part.
Yeah. So you did add it.
Yeah,
Okay, so we've done 3 movies about the personification of animals.
most of them are cats. Just FYI.
So let's not this time, and let's make it about people.
Okay, hard and fast rule: no violence, Devin.
Okay. It's gonna be really hard for me. So musical. People love
You hate
music.
musicals.
Frozen, Moana.
You hate The Nightmare Before Christmas because it's a musical.
Yeah, but they sing weird. You know?
All right. Well, then if we're gonna make up a musical, then we have to come up with one song by the end of this episode. Are you prepared to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going with a musical, and it's gonna be real people this time, not animals.
Not animals. Real people.
People are friends, not food.
So where do people live? Future? The past?
Pentalon 21.
Yeah, but you want to be the future or the past?
We do a lot of period pieces. Let's do future. Let's do future.
We could do current, like.
Okay. All right. But are we doing like fantasy current or like still real life current, like Rent current? Like this is just
No, I think more like fantasy because like who doesn't like a little fantasy in their life,
Exactly. I don't want to hear a song about how I can't afford rent or a house, the housing crisis or anything like that.
Yeah, I think there's like a secret cave.
Okay.
That someone's parent went missing looking for.
Okay.
And now they're gonna go search for it.
So like a Goonies situation.
Yeah.
But with no violence.
No violence.
What?
Treasure hunt type thing. We do a lot of treasures.
We do a lot of treasure hunts. Maybe let's table that. We'll come back to it. What about instead of treasure hunt? It's the hunt for the missing parent. The parent went missing, and now the kids are going to go try to find them. Not necessarily after treasure, just the parent went missing.
Okay, but how old are the kids?
I mean, they got to be old enough so it's not like super creepy, but young enough that, again, it's not super, like, just sad. So like 13. 14.
Okay.
13, 14.
Are they royalty like Frozen, or are they scientists, kids of scientists? Like I feel like archaeologists, giving a lot of Dora the Explorer vibes where
yeah, because that would make sense because maybe their parents are an archaeologist or a scientist. They were out. They were supposed to be back from their field excursion. They're not. And the kids don't feel like the government or the research
institution. So let's make this like a past
enough.
thing so we don't have to worry about like cell phones and GPS and cameras and all that stuff. It's just like, there's a little village. They're going to go explore the mountaintop for a source of, I don't know, food, water, whatever, right?
The parents.
They don't return.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. The parents. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. They don't return, and it's been months, and now the kids have taken it up to go find them.
Okay. So then maybe
and I think there's got to be another village at the top that no one knew about.
Maybe there's
because they're captured.
Maybe there's like an old children's story about the mountain that obviously adults don't believe. But the kids do, so the kids think some sort of mythical creature of the mountain got their parents, and they don't think like anybody's really taking them seriously, and that's why they're going. Because the story of the mountain.
Yeah, because they live on like the base of a mountain, and there's like tales basically don't wander up the mountain because it's dangerous.
Mm-mm.
But they've created some monster or ghost story.
You veer off the path, and what do we want to call it? Not Yeti, but like a Yeti-like creature, like a Bigfoot-like creature will get you. That's why you always stay on the path. You always stay on the mountain path. I'm getting nothing from you. You're over here. I don't know if you're just frozen.
I was like, stay away from the mountain, and then you're like, but you can go on the mountain path. No, it's okay to go on the path.
Yeah, the
What
path?
do you mean? What do you mean? The whole mountain's off limits. Get out of here.
Why
do they got a path now? Who made the path? Goats, probably.
Goats, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like trying. I don't know. There's a monster up there. They got to go up there. And are the monsters actually not really bad? And they've just been studying them, or have they been captured? Are they missing?
Maybe the monsters are some sort of fantasy-like creatures, like Bigfoot or Yeti-like creatures, but with like a little bit more intelligence. And this is a spoiler alert for the ending. They find the parents. The parents maybe had like a fall or an avalanche or something, and these creatures are actually taking care of them, getting them back to health.
Rehabilitating them.
Yeah. Because that would make sense. And so, one, because we want the parents to be alive. We don't want this to be a downer. So they have to be incapacitated.
Yeah, and we don't want the
somehow.
parents abandoning their children either.
Exactly.
Like,
and we don't want violence.
We'd just rather study these.
So we don't want them captured, because then we would have to have violence to decapture them.
But they could think they're captured, so it could be like a little confusion thing.
Exactly. But the movie is about their adventure to overcome the perils of the mountain and their internal fear.
So who is our children? Is it like two brother and sister, brothers?
I think there's got to be at least 3, because you want to have one of each, like a smart one, a brave one, and then like kind of like a realistic one. So like a bad boy.
Well, you have the scaredy
girl,
cat
I mean?
just for the.
Then there's 4.
Laugh.
You know what I mean? So we got the scaredy cat, we got the smart one, we got the brave one who's probably the firstborn, and then we got like the rebel. So we're basically got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But except they're not.
Okay.
Like 2 boys, 2 girls.
So, yeah, sure. So a group of siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And like the youngest boy is the scared cat.
Of course, yeah.
The
He's
oldest
probably
girl
like
is
9,
the brave one.
And they were trying to leave him behind, and he snuck his way there. And then they were too far to like take him back, so now they got to bring him. Because they're not trying to put a 9-year-old in danger, but the 9-year-old finds his way there. It's like, I'm going after mom and dad too.
And then you have like a set of twins who are like 13 or 12 or something.
Yeah, and then we got the oldest, who's probably like 16.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. What's the last name? We gotta have a family
Who comes up
name.
with the last name first? That was throwing me off. I was not even gonna be like, "What's the name of the last child?" Not just what is their surname?
Yeah,
I don't know. Stone.
Stone. Fine, love it. They're the descendants of the Stones. That's why the Yeti creatures are so partial to them. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of backstory here. A lot of backstory. So we got Samantha, the oldest and the bravest. Then we got Sarah,
Annabelle,
and Sean. And then we got the youngest one.
Why alliteration?
I don't know. I like alliteration.
We've used the same 5 names in all of our characters.
And then we got Annabelle and
I'm just saying.
Annabelle and Cole.
We can do
Annabelle
we can
and
do
Cole.
Sean for our 3-star listener.
And Sean will be the scaredy cat young one, but spelled Sean. So
yeah, we're spelled Sean.
That's the youngest scaredy cat 9-year-old boy. All right. So we got Samantha, Annabelle, and Cole, and Sean. And they're on an adventure up the mountain.
Man.
What? What'd you say?
You're not going to have dinner for a week.
Yeah, that's fine. So we got Samantha, Annabelle, Cole, and Sean. And they're out on an adventure to save their parents who went up the mountain.
Top.
I know, but we need a name for the mountain.
The Bitter Wind Mountain.
Sure. They went up the
cold.
Bitter Wind Mountain to find their parents, who went to go study the mountaintop and never came back. And the adults aren't
Yeah,
doing
they're only
enough.
supposed to be gone for like a week, and it's been months.
I think months is too long. Maybe like a month.
Maybe a month.
Yeah, a month. Let's go a month. All right. So basically, first part of the movie, we get to know the parents. The parents leave. Parents don't come back. Kids, they're staying with like grandma and grandpa or some neglectful aunt or uncle.
Or just, it's a village collective.
Yeah.
Everyone's taking care of each other.
But like, it's getting towards winter, and they don't want to send a search party because they're just like, they're gone. And if we send anybody else back up, they're not going to come down. So the kids take it upon themselves to go up the Bitter Wind Mountain to go after their parents.
Where they discover a village of Bigfoot Yeti-like creatures.
Mm-hmm. With
Who
intelligence.
have saved their parents.
Yes.
But they're thinking that they're captured by them.
Mm-hmm.
So they sneak in to go try and save their parents. Get caught. Obviously got to get caught. And then they figure out the whole misunderstanding that they are actually helping their parents. But they are scared to let them leave because they think they'll, I don't know. Because they're like undiscovered. So they're like, all right, we're not going to hurt you. You just can't leave.
But you just like can't leave. We're not even going to imply violence because we have a hard and fast rule in this movie of no violence. But you know the implication. Okay, so maybe that's the like second half of the movie. Like maybe it's not just a full-on adventure movie of them trying to find their parents and getting over their fears and working together, getting up the movie. Maybe that's part of it. And then the second part is actually learning to accept a new culture and a new way. And then them by the end of it.
Oh, nice. Give nice lessons for the kids, huh?
And then by the end of it, them promising, hey, of course, we'll keep your secret. Going back to the village.
Oh, so they don't interact? They don't like trade and create like a...
I think it should end with like they've made new friends, but they understand like this is their way of life, the Yeti creatures, and they don't want to disturb it. Like the Yeti creatures clearly don't want to interact with the other humans, and so they're going to respect that.
Okay. And then in the sequel, they'll blend
one
together.
Yeti kid and one of the stones go missing. And then the whole village and the Yetis got to get together. And then that one has a lot of violence, but that's the sequel.
We will see about that. All right. So we want something that's sequel worthy. And I did hear there's a lot of issues with Big Hero 6 because people did not see 1 through 5. So we got to come up with a name. Because, I'm thinking like Bittersweet Mountain, scaling top of the mountain. But then I'm like, I don't know. Is it the Stones? Like just like...
The Four Stones?
The Four Stones?
The Four Stones. Remember, though, Devin, we did promise to come up with a song. Because this is a musical.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one ready.
Yeah, right.
Go.
Pop it off.
Ready?
I'm ready.
So this is in Act 1.
Yep.
When Sean is scared and they're going up the mountain.
So he's already
to get over their fear.
Okay.
They sing a song to go up the mountain.
Okay.
So up we go. Up we go, up the mountain, up we go. Hey, 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 up we go. Up the mountain, let's go. So it's basically that on repeat.
Quite honestly, not bad. Not bad.
Thank you.
Not bad. Because I could see that. That's the context of the movie. It's like, okay, this little kid's here. We can't bring them back, or there's absolutely no way we can come back. So the big sister is basically like, come on, man, we got to go. Okay, remember what we sing? We sing when we're afraid. Ready? Up we go. up the mountain, up we go. There could be other
You can go
versions.
fast, you can go slow, but we keep it moving, 'cause up the mountain, up we go.
Love it. Love it. Love the second verse.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's Up the Mountain is copyrighted by Architects of Lore. Up we go.
Yeah, that's the name. Up We Go is the name of the song.
Up we go is the
From the Four Stones, an Architects of Lore original idea based on a group of siblings who go up the bitter Wind Mountain in search for their parents who have been lost for a month, and they're supposed to be back in like a week. And when they get up there, they find a village of Yeti-like creatures,
intelligent,
who have saved their parents from like an avalanche fall and are
Rock slide,
rehabilitating them.
avalanche, something, yeah.
They bring them into their culture after first thinking that they captured their parents in a failed prison break that was not really a prison anymore. And
also a hilarious Prison Break song, which we won't get into because we want to tease it. But there's a hilarious Prison Break song.
And they learn that in order to protect their new friends, they have to keep their secret. So.
And they call it a stone secret.
All right.
It's just something that they say, you know, because they're the Stones, you know.
Stones make secrets.
Stone secret. And then they just hold up their fist because then that's a stone.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you think about that Architects of Lore original idea. You can email us at architectsoflore@gmail.com. Please follow us on Instagram at Architects of Lore, X at Arc of Lore, and Architects of Lore on YouTube and TikTok.
For the time being.
For now.
We'll see what the American government does.
Check out our YouTube shorts coming soon.
Coming soon. YouTube shorts. Yeah. Architects of Lore. But Devin.
So,
what are we watching? We're closing it out. Family friendly.
Closing out our final animated
movie.
We have watched Shrek. We have watched Spirited Away. We have watched Big Hero 6. It is time to watch probably the best animated movie of all time.
Balto?
The Lion King.
No, it wasn't Balto.
The Lion King. And we're talking about it means no worry for the rest of your day. Yeah, so I had to do Disney because we got a DreamWorks movie, we had a Miyazaki movie, we had a Disney movie based on Marvel. But like I'm going with the classic Disney animated movie, The Lion King.
So, first of all, great choice. Second of all, I forgot that there's always a competition in these things, and you're clearly trying to win it. You're just picking up. Just going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick off the top shelf. I'm not even going to try to find the little
I almost
gem.
did.
I'm going to pick off the top shelf, Little Lion King.
I almost did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because it was like what started Disney and won an Oscar and showed that you could have a feature-length animated film. But I didn't want to win that easily. So.
Okay. Yeah, because it'll be so easy for me to say, you know what sucks? The Lion King. Let's move it down the lower list. Move it down. Move it down. All righty, folks. Well, there you go. Next week's movie of the week is going to be The Lion King. Be sure to watch it on Disney Plus if you have it. I mean, or you've seen it. I just want to stress this because I've had several people tell me this. You don't need to watch the movies to listen to the podcast, folks. Okay? We'll give a recap of the movie during the podcast. You're all caught up.
You're good.
It's good. It's fine.
I mean, I've listened to How Did This Get Made, where they review bad movies, and you should watch the movies for that podcast. I still don't, and I still laugh.
Exactly.
So
I'm just saying. You don't have to. But thank you for participating. Thank you for listening, everybody. And just remember, you got a story in your head, but you can't seem to get it out.
Do it.
Fucking do it. If it sucks, who cares? That's what editing
Loop it.
Loop it. Loop it.
Loop the entire
Loop
episode.
it.
Play it again.